go down, then up, and then immediately after, you see the exit right here with the skin being
right there. In this frame, you see the bullet next going right into his neck, and you can see the shirt um, flies outward. And if you just go back and forth, I mean, it lines up perfectly, in my opinion. Hey guys, you've possibly already seen this video that's going viral of Range Day Bro claiming he has irrefutable evidence of Charlie being shot in the back of the head and his neck being an exit wound and not an entry wound. After watching his video, this makes a lot more sense than all this other shit that I've been seeing and all these other theories. It's for the first time, it felt like somebody actually put something together that makes sense. So that's how this whole thing started. After watching his video, I immediately thought of the video that claims to have a bullet, a frame with the bullet being captured on camera. And originally, when I was considering it, I was looking at the video from the perspective of the bullet coming towards Charlie and not but from behind Charlie. So after putting in that factor of it coming from behind him, the bullet path lines up perfectly, hitting the back of his head and coming out of his neck. So I'll start by showing you this video that Range Day Bro and his friend put together, so you can see what convinced me, and then I'll jump over to this other clip of a side angle from Charlie's left side that apparently has a frame of the bullet being captured on camera, and kind of show you what I'm talking about. So let's start with this video with Range Day Bro first, and then jump over to that. Okay, so he's first going to talk about the claim of a flash being captured in a window, which originally I didn't really look into much. I didn't think about it much. But after seeing and hearing the sound and focusing on it a little more, it's way too lined up to be a coincidence. Like that has to be a flash in the reflection of that window. So it'll start with that, and then it'll jump into the shots of Charlie being shot.
And it does line up with the actual gunshot itself.
So you're not counting gang violence. Great.
And if you didn't see it, it's going to be right where he circled.
The actual gunshot itself.
So you're not counting gang violence.
So in case you guys didn't see it, it's right around here.
Great.
So this video was created by a friend of mine who is a Marine. You'll see him here at the end. This is the angle he is showing the shot coming from, showing where Charlie was sitting and the angle of the shot, which will correspond with this video here, which unfortunately we will blur out Charlie's face, but we will show what is necessary to prove that this was an entry and exit wound. So you'll see him circle the highlighted area right there, and you'll see the exit wound corresponding after, a split second after, as it would from an entry and exit wound. So in this footage,
really quick, one thing that I want to point out that really convinced me is the exit. So there is a clip or a frame of his neck stretching and the bullet piercing through his neck, which is very clear in my opinion. I've never seen this shot up until this point. And you can see it stretching his neck in the bottom right corner, and it's going to be right here. You can see it stretch kind of to a point like that. So that's one thing to look out for that really pretty much convinced me that I think these guys might be right.
you can clearly see that Charlie is shot from his back right, and there's blood splatter coming out of the entry wound.
It comes to a point right on his neck
immediately after a shot. The first arc is kind of down, as if it's just gushing out from the entry wound. And then the second shot corresponds with when his head kind of snaps forward. That fluid then flips up in relation to that motion, so you can see there's that second splatter flipping up into the air. This is something that I hadn't seen to this.
And he kind of emphasizes that shot of his neck being stretched. I think it might be right here.
area. You have the blood splatter go down, then up, and then immediately after, you see the exit right here with the skin being
Right there. So where this big ass arrow was pointing, this is what really convinced me, and everything else makes so much more sense after seeing this. And I'll jump to one other spot that they claim they may have captured the sniper on the roof, and then I'll jump over to the video showing the bullet.
zooms in on it, and he's stating that it does look suspicious. It does look suspicious. It looks like there is a person right here, and it looks like there is a rifle right here that the person is holding. A hand here, support hand, sort of very blurry image, but you can clearly make out that this is not just a bush. This is a human skin tone right here, and this correlates with a human head and hair and a rifle in the exact kind of crucifix shape of an AR-15 with an optic on it mounted up. So
All right. So if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend it. Go check out Range Day Bro. It's going viral. You've probably already seen it. If you haven't, I highly recommend checking it out. They've done a great service putting this together, and it makes a lot more sense for me now. So let's jump into this other video that I was referring to. Okay, so this is the side angle from Charlie's left side. Let me find the bullet really quick. There it is. So originally, here's the bullet. Originally, I was looking at it from this. So I thought they were saying the bullet was coming from this way and into his neck, which at that point, I was having a hard time lining that up because you kind of the bullet would almost have to go this way and then kind of back down, and it just didn't make sense to me. So originally, I thought it was just most likely a bug or something that flew by the camera, and it was just a coincidence. However, when you factor in that it came from this direction, now it makes a lot more sense, and I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. In this frame, you see the bullet next going right into his neck, and you can see the shirt flies outward. And if you just go back and forth, I mean, it lines up perfectly. In my opinion, that has to be the bullet that was captured. It's too perfect. Which means there was a second shooter, and maybe not that image of the guy in kind of like camo gear. Maybe that is the shooter, who knows? But this, I don't know if I would say is irrefutable evidence, but it's pretty damn convincing. It makes a lot more sense than anything else that I've seen up until this point, which raises a lot of questions of the FBI. Did they already know this and they're just withholding it? They don't want to look stupid after taking it as far as they have with Tyler? Or was it being withheld intentionally? Is there actually some type of conspiracy going on? Was this operated at a higher level than just college kids that wanted to kill Charlie, that hated him? Or is there something else going on? Why did the doctor say Charlie has a neck of steel, and that he actually pulled the bullet out of his neck just under his skin? If it was a through and through shot, then, which it looks like it clearly was, then that was either fabricated or the doctor found something else in his neck that wasn't a bullet. There's just a lot more questions and answers. I hope that this is looked into, because I feel like this is the only explanation that makes sense. And I feel like if they take this seriously, I feel like this is the path towards figuring out the truth of what actually happened compared to everything else. I don't think he was wearing a vest. I don't think he was wearing an earpiece. There's lots of angles of Charlie that you can see his ear, and there's clearly nothing in his ear. You would be able to see it. I don't think it ricocheted off of his vest, because there's other angles of Charlie that you can clearly see his nipple, and he's not wearing a vest. you would be able to see it. And at this point, I don't think the shot came from the front of him. I think Tyler was a decoy, and this was thought out a lot more than we may think it was. So I just wanted to put this together as quickly as possible. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to like, subscribe. This is actually a brand new channel. I haven't posted a video in months. I just happened to come across this and I wanted to get it out there. So if you found it helpful, please make sure to like, subscribe, and show support. It would help me a lot, and maybe I'll get back into this. Thanks.